Hey guys, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. I think we're good to go. All right. Hey everyone, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are. Hope you guys are all having a great day. It has been another wild day in the markets overall, with I think a lot of the action still being around altcoins right now. And that includes Ethereum and a whole bunch of other stuff. But what I wanted to break down for you guys this morning before we start going over individual tokens and stuff like that is what's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with Ethereum, the news as far as FOMC minutes, the Trump campaign accepting cryptocurrency, and a few other things just related really to Ethereum and what's going on with the ETF announcement, because today the big news is Ethereum announcement, maybe, and then of course what's going to be happening today as far as the FOMC minutes happening sometime a little bit later on in the afternoon. Not going to be early morning this time, which is kind of good news because I'm not up in the early mornings, as you guys know, because I'm streaming now. So hope all of you guys are having a good one here. Hey Cleo, happy to see you. B-Way, Bukarap, and then Razvan, happy to see all of you guys here today. So let's get started, everybody. I just got back from the lounge. I'm still smoking cigars. It's been a good night here. But, I mean, there's been some good stuff here. So we're going to be working on a few different things. And I'll even be talking about some of my dollar cost averaging accounts, I guess, a little bit here today too, just to see where things are going. I did start a day trade earlier today during the last the stream around 5 o'clock Pacific time, and we're going to check on that as well. Loki's chasing the cat again, so that'd be fun. Anyway, let's kind of do a little bit of a recap of what's going on with Bitcoin here, and I think we'll be all set, and then we can start moving on, step by step here, or topic by topic. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, you can still see we're bullish right now. We've had this bullish candle from over here. Things are still working out. If you guys did the swing trade here, you guys are, of course, very, very happy. What's been happening so far is you guys are seeing some of these order blocks come in, and maybe I can put them up here. I know I don't have many of them on at the moment. There we go. And you can see the order block right there. We tapped it, got rejected, and right now Bitcoin's consolidating. It's not the funnest of times, but after this large move we had the other day with the Ethereum news, it's okay to be a little bit more like, okay, let's settle down a little bit here. Let's wait for some fun to kick off here. And hey, Ferran, right now we're just waiting on the Ethereum news that could potentially come out today. That's kind of what everybody's hoping for in FOMC minutes. What caused this rally here initially was the CPI data came in not as hot as expected, and not even hot as expected, but basically you can think about it like this. We've been watching inflation over the past few months now, and inflation is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. This previous month, it didn't get worse. It met expectations, and because it met expectation, the big news around that was people are no longer talking about a rate hike. We're now talking about higher for longer or rate cuts happening sometime, which is of course going to be good because the way the economy is slowing at this point, the ground is being, made for the cuts to happen sometime this year. So we're not worrying about 2025, things of that nature. We're still in a good spot. So as you guys can see right now, Bitcoin is still bullish. Everything we talk about from here on out, Bitcoin is still officially bullish. Even if we're consolidating for a little bit longer than anticipated, we still are bullish right now. As far as the 4-hour chart, you guys can see we just went bullish over here a while ago. This is that secondary move. It was a good trade if you guys took it. And so far, we are still looking very, very well here. I'm pretty happy and optimistic about what Bitcoin can do. I would say because we're at a level of resistance right now, it's going to be a little bit more cautious for you guys that want to be buying in here. I think a lot of what people are doing is they're loading up right here for a potential breakout. That's the play for the next few days. Everybody's waiting for, hey, we're at resistance levels. We're looking to break out. This is going to be something if you buy, you have to wait. You have a stop loss around maybe $69,000, $68,000, and you're not doing anything. You're literally just waiting for some news. The news that's coming out today, again, is the potential Ethereum announcement as far as the ETF being approved and the FOMC minutes. So if you guys are looking for anything today, you guys are looking through the articles on CNBC, Fox Business, Forex.com, Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, anything like that, those are the news topics that I want you guys to focus on for today. Now, what we're looking at in the 4-hour charts and stuff like that is still some consolidation here. It's nothing crazy. You can see a slight breakdown as far as this trend line is concerned. But again, I'm not really caring about this one. There was a slight one right here. You can see where we haven't broke down there yet. And of course, I think the more realistic one that we're looking at is going to be this one for now, where we might come back down to 67,000, 67,500. Even then, the momentum is on our side to continue rolling on unless we have some bad news coming out, say, from FOMC minutes where the Fed is, for whatever reason, very, very, hawkish. I don't think they have a reason to be at this moment in time just because of what we've been seeing with the CPI data and other stuff going on, all right? Now, as far as everything else, you go over here to the 1 hour charts and stuff. We're still consolidating. Everything's still fine. I'm happy with the results, but unfortunately for us, we're still consolidating. Now, the good side of this, I would say, is, while Bitcoin's going sideways here, you've been seeing a lot of altcoins continuing to move higher. A lot of altcoins are making those really beautiful moves. Even Mirror up today is up like 5%. STMX is up 5%. Book of Meme is still grinding higher here. Floki's up. Milady is still roaring back here with some really great moves. And then you have other tokens that really aren't doing so much today, but they did have a good day yesterday. So I'm still optimistic about all these tokens. As far as the day trade we took a little bit earlier, this was a trade, on Ape token. I don't know if I'm going to trade it anytime soon since we're still kind of consolidating, but it's currently up like 36%. So 36% or up $186. I'm wondering if I should just close it here because I'm going to be going to bed after the stream. But it's a 30x leverage position with I think about $500 invested in it, and it's working out. It's working out here. I'm pretty happy with it. Nothing I can really complain about when you're up $100 for just placing a trade, letting it sit for a few hours. So I think we're happy here. For now, let's close it and take the $175 of profit. We'll come back to it tomorrow and see if anything actually good happened if I sold it too early. Let's give it some more time to cook just in case here. Because I want to see if it's going to be able to break out. However, the rest of the tokens overall, they're in a good shape. Basically, they've gone from more neutral after that bearish move we've had over the past few months, and now they're starting to turn bullish here. So there may be some more upside as far as I'm concerned before we start doing some more consolidations and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy with it. And hi, Side, happy to see you again, my man. And not even altcoin season, and we're slowly grinding. Hopefully good news is coming. Yeah, definitely hoping for some good news here. What we've been seeing over the past few weeks is basically, I should say past few days, is we're in that position where Bitcoin's going down and we're losing some Bitcoin dominance, which I think has been pretty nice. Now, actually, let me close that position just now because I'm going to forget about it if I don't. There we go. $175 in profit. I'll take it. Not as much as I want to, but, we'll be fine. Now, again, as far as everything else is concerned, we are good, but there are a few things I just want you guys to keep in mind here. And let's go back up to Bitcoin here let's go to the hourly chart just so you guys can see the big focus here. We're going to try to have a push up here back towards $71,000 pretty soon. That's why I was thinking about holding that trade, but for now we can do that. And let's add on, actually I think all that shows up pretty nicely actually. All right. So here are a few things I want you guys to understand. This is some of the big news coming out today. There is some breaking news that Norway, Ireland, and Spain are to recognize Palestinian statehood. I don't think that's really big news, but it may be news from a geopolitical standpoint, perhaps. I don't know, maybe. Now, one of the big things here over the last few days, which I think got people talking about cryptocurrency, got Democrats to kind of shift their position, is the Trump campaign starts taking cryptocurrency donations, vows to build a crypto army. If you guys have been in crypto for a while, you guys know there's tons of cryptocurrency armies out there. And I think that term is probably going to resonate a little bit. And we're seeing a lot of cryptocurrency enthusiasts, people that own cryptocurrency, like the blockchain community. They've all been slowly trending towards Trump. I think there's usually more than just crypto these people are voting on, but they recognize, Democrats have recognized that there's enough people out there that care about cryptocurrency, and it may alter their vote if Democrats are perceived to be very anti-crypto, anti-Bitcoin, anti-Ethereum. Look at Gary against the SEC. Every time they go after a cryptocurrency project, it's not a good look, I would say, for people out there, right? All right. Now, the announcement ties President Joe Biden, who is running for re-election against former President Donald Trump, with arch crypto critic Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts. Yeah. we all know Elizabeth Warren doesn't like it. Though Sherrod Brown and Elizabeth Warren, they want to ban all cryptocurrencies, and it hasn't been a good look for people, I guess you would say, like me, who want to see cryptocurrency thrive. I want to see Bitcoin hit hundreds of thousands of dollars. We want to see the money flowing into those sections. That's kind of what we've been hoping for. Now let me do one thing here very fast just to... there we are. All right. And hey, I'm very happy to see my man. Yes, I am up. Loki's doing something. I don't know what he's actually doing right now. But I got myself a cigar. I just got back from the lounge after hanging out with a few friends, getting some numbers, doing some networking, and having a good time. So I'm in a pretty good mood right now. So that's one of the big pieces of news that I want you guys to focus on. Just the, what would you call it? The dynamic between Trump and Biden right now, and how the news is going to be changing here pretty soon as Democrats slowly, and I stress slowly, they're really trying to navigate what's going on here, okay? Really try to navigate this. They're trying to be perceived as being more crypto friendly. I don't know if it's going to work right now just because we have this perception. I don't really have a perception of Biden being rah, 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 crypto to zero, ban all cryptocurrencies. But I think right now Republicans have positioned themselves, for better or worse, as the pro-crypto party. And as Democrats try to change that narrative by saying, hey, we like crypto, but we just want more regulation, I think that's a narrative that's going to play out pretty well here for us in the election, because if Democrats keep on moving to more crypto-friendly positions, you know, I think as a whole that really pushes the cryptocurrency market up more and more and more. What's it here? All right, there we go. So that's one thing. I'm going to get out of this very fast. Next up, there we go. Where'd this go? Did I not have the article? There we go. This is one thing right here. So this is the other law we've been talking about. Let me actually zoom in just a tad. I know it might cut off a little bit, but I want you guys to see what's going on. So the U.S. Senate did overturn the SEC's anti-crypto resolution, but will Biden veto it? Again, this goes back to that back and forth that we're going to be seeing here over the next few days. And I'm still optimistic about it, but if Biden is being forced to navigate more towards the center of the aisle, more to a more crypto-friendly approach, he's at least thinking about whether or not he should really veto this bill. Because the same day he said he's going to veto this bill is when Trump came out and said, I'm pro-crypto, I'm building a crypto army, all that crap, right? So, again, keep an eye on this. I don't have any more updates on this, but I just want you guys to keep this in the back of your mind. This passed the Senate with a 60 to 38 vote. That means 60 out of the 100 senators voted for it. Maybe 2 abstained or they weren't there, and then 38 said no. And again, most of them were Republicans here, so that's the fact that they hit 60 is massive. It's really big news for us. Now, you know, I've been looking for some more information about the Ethereum ETF. There hasn't been much. Most of the information seems like it came out through today. Earlier today, I should say, not, you know, late night that we're talking about right now. But you see, I'm almost going to Ethereum ETFs keep the Wall Street spigot. How much Bitcoin at least one more year? I don't really care if the Wall Street's focused primarily on Bitcoin versus Ethereum. I think it's better if they, you know, they have options. That way they can kind of diversify their portfolios. I don't think they have to go all into Bitcoin. I know the Bitcoin maxis may not be a fan of that mentality, but the more options Wall Street has to get into tokens, I'm happy. And that's because, of course, I own a lot of Ethereum. I don't just own a bunch of Bitcoin. I own a bunch of Ethereum as well. Solana, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all those top coins in the top 100. I typically will own a good chunk of them, at least the top 15, 20. And there's a few exceptions, like maybe I don't own as much ADA and stuff like that. But again, you know, we're still pretty happy with these results. I'm going to do one thing very fast here. Can I do this, or is it not going to let me do this? Well, I'll wait for it to load a little bit here. So I've been hoping to see more news. If you guys have anything, let me know. But right now, it's pretty simple. I got a few videos we're going to watch in a little bit here. But I think before that, I wanted to talk to you guys about this. This is just the Fed minutes. The U.S. Federal Reserve FOMC meeting minutes to be released today. The U.S. CPI data and core inflation numbers for April showed lower levels than the previous month, much to the Fed's advantage. That means cuts may be happening sooner rather than later, and those cuts can really get altcoin season started, get altcoins really pumping, and of course Bitcoin pumping as well. So if you guys are looking for the data, it's going to come out at 2 p.m. Eastern time. 11 o'clock Pacific time. I'm going to keep track of that. I might even be asleep when this comes out, to be frank, but no, my cleaning lady's coming today, so I'll be sure to be up by that time at least. Now, this is what I want to read to you guys. The ground is getting prepared for the Fed to start cutting interest rates. The ground is getting prepared. That's good news. To the Fed's advantage, the U.S. CPI inflation and core inflation data for April came in lower than the previous month. Now, with the multiple Fed officials expected to speak this week and the most recent FOMC minutes being made public, investors are searching for more clues regarding the timing of the Fed's interest rate reductions. And hey, on board, happy to see you, my man. Fed is perhaps and rightfully playing the waiting game. That's what they've been doing, longer for higher, or excuse me, higher for longer. The Fed Board of Governor Michael Barr said that before lowering the Fed's fund rate, members of the Fed need to see additional evidence that the pace of inflation is sustainable. Barr thinks that in order to control inflation, the Fed should extend its duration of its current tight monetary policy. And that's why I go over here. Maybe it's this one here. No, it's not that one. Might have just been it was the top one here. There you go. Sorry, I had a little touch up. You guys know that inflation's been stagnant for a hot minute. We haven't really been making progress overall. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are. I think what they at least want to see is us possibly heading towards 3.2, 3.1, and I think they could possibly start to open up potential rate cuts. It'll still take maybe until the end of the year before we get cuts. I'm talking about like August, September, November, December, October, that type of time range. I still think we have a way to go, but the fact that we're not spiking anymore, I think that gave the Fed some hope, or at least it took off the table the idea of maybe we have to do some rate hikes because inflation is starting to peak back up. As you guys recall, one of the things that Jerome Powell does not want to be recognized for is, what would you even say that is? He doesn't want to be remembered as a Volcker. So Volcker was the guy back in the 80s and 70s where he cut rates too soon, and then we saw inflation spike back up. He doesn't want to see that. He wants to see inflation come down, moderate, and then continue coming down back to 2%. At this rate, I think we're going to probably try to make it here. We'll see if the economy really does get into some struggles. But I don't believe we're back into the rate hike mindset, at least for now. At least for now, okay? So what I'm going to do here is play a video from Bloomberg here, just so we can kind of see what's going on with what they're talking about, because they are having some good conversations about Ethereum. I'll hold off on this video right here just because it's Crypto Frame Bill Works groundbreaking, we can pay attention to that a little bit later on here, but let me put this up. Let me push play and you guys can listen to what's being said here.
What are the tea leaves that you're reading here, James?
Yeah, so I mean, we've had these filings to spot Ethereum ETFs for months, since the fall even, and nothing over the last couple months signified to us that there was any sort of approval. If you talk to these issuers, exchanges, you name it, no one thought it was going to happen. And then we started hearing from different people yesterday that the SEC reached out with comments and requesting immediate, basically, responses and updates to filings. The deadline for this was Thursday. It's May 23rd. And the SEC was basically silent, not interacting with anyone on these topics until yesterday, which tells us this was a huge change as far as I'm concerned. So basically, the SEC decided as of Monday, when they reached out to issuers, we don't know exactly when it started, late morning, early afternoon, who knows. But the SEC basically started saying, all right, we're likely going to approve these things, and basically took the approval odds out of the abyss as far as we were concerned.
And therefore, you've moved your spot Ether ETF likelihood probability to 75% from just 25%.
75%.
Is this usual? Is this typical to have a sudden resurgence in the drama, shall we call it?
No, honestly, we were thinking about lowering our odds last week. But we were basically, we only went to 90% for the spot Bitcoin ETFs, even though everything was pointing that it was going to get approved. But the one we left that 10% because we heard rumblings that the Biden White House was considering stepping in to stop the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, which just sounds a little bit crazy on its face. But honestly, it seems like the exact opposite might have happened here. It seems like the SEC was likely planning to approve. There might even be denial letters drafted up. And it might be the Biden admin for political reasons that came in and basically said, you need to approve these things. We don't want to be too anti-crypto.
Interesting perspective coming from you, James. I'm interested, therefore, what it actually means in terms of institutional demand. What we saw was with the Bitcoin ETF, a whole host of new ETFs were launched, and suddenly a whole wave of money came in. Is the same thing going to happen for smart contract focus?
Yeah, so I do think that there is going to be a wave of Ethereum ETFs that launch. We don't know exact timing because this hasn't been planned out. The Bitcoin ETF was planned out for months in advance. There's a whole bunch of other filings besides this 19B4 approval that we're now expecting this week. There needs to be approval on the S1s or prospectuses as well. So we do think there's going to be significant demand for these things, but it will be probably some fraction of the Bitcoin ETF demand. So if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin, Ethereum is about a third of that market cap. Also, these ETFs, they're not going to be allowed to stake, which is like there's native yield in using Ethereum. So if these ETFs cannot stake, that should probably likely diminish some of the demand. So if you take the demand in the native crypto market and say it's about 30% of Bitcoin and then discount that a little bit, I think there will be demand. So 20, maybe 25% of the demand for Bitcoin ETFs over the long term, or at least the near term after launch, if you're comparing them to Bitcoin. But that's still billions of dollars. I mean, we have $13 billion of inflows to spot Bitcoin ETFs in just 4 months. So even if we get 25% of that, that's still a pretty significant chunk of change coming into new ETFs that are potentially going to launch in the coming weeks and months.
There we go. So there's a lot being said there. I'd recommend that you follow that guy. James Safe, I can't pronounce this guy's name, but when we talk about the guy on X that's been doing this type of stuff, if I can recall his name, is it in here? There you go. He will reference him quite a bit, so I should probably follow him myself if I can find him. There is JSF. He has 150,000 followers. A lot of other crypto people follow him. I'd highly recommend it. He knows what he's talking about, and he's also been talking about Ethereum quite a bit. Let me zoom in here for you guys, just so you guys can see what's going on. Update, it's happening. We have at least 5 of the potential Ethereum ETF issues that have submitted their amended 19B4s in the last 25 minutes. Now, this is 10 hours ago, but Fidelity, VanEck, Invesco, Galaxy, ARC21, and Franklin all submitted their COBOE. This is big. Now, he's just showing, different things here, but the fact that we're seeing this, I think, is going to be good news going forward for us. This is the only meaningful and substantial change that I can find, removing the staking language and adding a very clear language that the funds Ethereum cannot be staked by anyone. I was really hoping it could be staked. I think that would bring in much more volume, much more inflows. However, how should I say this? I don't think it'll matter over the long run, but I think eventually we should be able to get those available to be staked, I would say. Let me see Ape very fast. Did I sell it too early? I think I might have. Yeah, I did sell it too early. Shucks. Oh, well, I'll still take that $150, $175 there. All right. Now, we are seeing Bitcoin make a little bit of move here, and I'm pretty happy about that. If you guys are looking for trades, Milady's still doing pretty well. Floki's still doing well. Ape Token is just getting started, if you ask me. And then, a lot of other stuff is red for the day, but that's just because they had really good days a few days ago here. This is a 50-minute chart, so bear with me. Some of these low market cap ones. So, before I start going over some of the tokens you guys want to talk about, let me know in the comments. Let's see. Fairdesk overall, we're up $29, $30 here. Not a lot, but at least we're not negative $1,000 anymore. We're starting to see all those dollar cost averages really make some money. Bitcoin's positive, Ethereum's positive on here, but I think a lot of the money that I invested was definitely in altcoins. You can see a lot more red here. A lot more green than there was a few days ago, weeks ago, But instead of just having, 2 green things that we had before, 2 green positions, now we're seeing like 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 positions out of the many that I have right now. That's good to see here, guys. All right, there we are. And hey, Cleo, what do I think World does in the next 30 minutes, you said? Oh, 60 minutes. There we go. It looks like it's trying to go sideways here. So this is the daily chart. We're still hovering around that 50-day moving average here. It seems like the goal for this over the next like maybe 1 or 2 days here, probably even later on today, is you're just waiting for it to pump back up here towards $5.90 to $6. That's the current move. Now over the next 60 minutes though, it might push back up here towards maybe 509 to 510, but not really looking for a large move. It's just facing this level of resistance here, and it's just trying to break out. So it's going to try to probably hammer against that wall for a little bit longer, then try to make that move up. I might have a stop loss around 505 to 504 here, probably around 504. But if you're scalping this, it's going to be really rough because all you're looking at is a very small move where it goes back up here, and that's a 0.65% increase if it gets back up there to that resistance level. It's not the best of moves. What I'd be saying is you add a little bit more of a time frame on there. You're hoping that it breaks out and starts to head back up here overall to 524, and then again, that breakout should bring it all the way back up here, back to these old levels of support now resistance, closer to 530 and so forth. So that's kind of what I see happening in the next half an hour, 60 minutes, couple hours here. And then throughout the day, of course, what you're looking at is breaking back above that 50-day moving average. That's the surge I'm looking for. If you want to have like a really great day, it's basically just breaking back above the 50, having a good day where we have the golden crosses, and then from there it starts to move back up here towards $7, $8, $9, $10. I've been dollar cost averaging here quite a bit, I would say. And actually, let me do that right now. Let me just add a little bit more to that world position. Because my average right now, as you can see, is just kind of at this support level. We've been stagnating so long, how could I not take a little bit of a piece of the pie here? What I'll do is I'll open up maybe another $300 position with 2x leverage. And I think they'll give me a little bit of juice here. But primarily, you're looking for that next 12 to 36 hours here, I would say, for that larger move to take place. I'm hoping that we can actually have such a good move here later on today. If we're able to have a decent FOMC minutes, good FOMC minutes, plus some type of Ethereum news today. That'd be the big thing. At the worst, it comes back down here towards 445, 470, like 30 cents less than where it is now. So I think it's a good opportunity if you still want to be buying at support levels and ride that wave. But that, again, that's much more of a swing trade that I'm looking at this point in time. You think Pepe is going over to take over, overtake Sheeb? I sold my Pepe waiting for a pullback. Thanks, Mike. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the market caps first, just so I have a... Pepe's at 5.8, so let's just call it 6 billion. Shiba Inu is at 15 billion. I think it's possible. I don't think it would happen like this week or something like that, but during a bull market little rally here, yeah, I do think we could definitely see that flip. Pepe has been going on a tear, and it's part of the Ethereum network, as you guys know. Let me pull up Pepe here so we can do some technicals, because Pepe is one of my better trades here, I would say. Yeah, it's up 87% right here since we've been doing the dollar cost averaging. The average for Pepe right now, though, is, it's not even at the bottom here when it fell down. It's right up here, and Pepe's just been going crazy. The dollar cost averaging worked pretty well with Pepe. Not every token, of course, has had that type of rally, but for those that have, they've been bringing my account back up to positive here for these longer-term investments. So let's bring it back over here. The weekly chart, again, all-time highs. We really don't have so much to look for. Before, when we were talking about this type of stuff, we've been using the Fibonacci levels. And I would still say the Fibonacci levels are going to be your best bet. The thing right now is we're smack dab at that level of resistance. You could take log off here if you wanted to. There's nothing that will help you at that point, nothing that goes higher. So after this, you could really see a slingshot over a period of weeks and months, where we start going back up here towards 7. Okay, I'm just going to say this number, but it's a bunch of zeros and stuff in front of it. 7989108, which of course is going to be a huge amount of profit for Pepe here. That's up around like 479%. That's the type of move you're looking for, where you're looking for not necessarily a Dogecoin type of move, because the market cap is already kind of high compared to what Dogecoin was before, but definitely pushing it up for some really good profits here. Let's go over here to the 4-hour chart. You can see that's exactly where we're having our issue right now. You said you sold and waited for the pullback. You are seeing a pullback right now. Eventually, with the way Pepe works, is it does kind of go berserk out of nowhere, so just be aware of that. Don't try to be too greedy and wait for Pepe to come all the way back down here to this level, this old support. Anywhere really as it comes down, I'd be happy to buy some there. Word of warning here, if the Ethereum ETF announcement does happen tomorrow, and Ethereum, because of that announcement, actually does have a big move, you will most likely see Pepe just shoot up. But even right now, look at this. It's even trying to make that move right now. Just let me get rid of that, the drawing tool here. There you are. You're seeing it have some nice moves right now. I mean, I wonder, Pepe's trying to go up. Let's see if we can pull out a day trade here. This is a little bit more of a risky position, granted, so be careful. I'm not going to go as high with leverage at this point, but it could be fun to see if we can get something out of it. I mean, it's already up 27% today. You know, this, you're probably not going crazy with the leverage. You're probably not going crazy there. So let's go with the 10x leverage. Let's do something small here because I'm just going to leave this overnight and we're just going to see what happens tomorrow. Let's open up a Pepe trade right there. We have a position right here, and the current profit is down 14.14%. So we'll keep track of it. We'll have a little tiny position to see what's going on because I have been liking Pepe quite a bit, but I haven't been watching it all too much here. So I'm hoping why I would buy now is that we have good news tomorrow and Pepe just launches. Where would be a good... See, one of the reasons I told you guys I don't trade Pepe is just because when it comes to adding your stop losses and your price targets and stuff like that, I hate typing in all the zeros and stuff. For Fairdesk, you can see how they took some of the zeros out here. So they call it 1,000 Pepe, 1,000 bonk, because there's so many zeros and they don't want to have to deal with that. So for now, let's just have a stop loss here at 0.01315. Let's just do a 0.013. I think would be a good enough one. So let's push this over here. Oh, I have to zoom out a little bit. There we are. 0.013. So that'd be a loss of like 70% if it hits that low. And then would be a good resistance level up here. Let's see what we can work our magic on. Maybe a 4-hour chart here. And let's just go from this low to this high to this low here and see if we can get something cooking for us. I might have to go over to a 1-hour chart. There we go. And this right here is up around 0.015336. Let's just go to 0.015. .015. Say about 73% profit just right there for low target price. And there we go. Nice little 1-to-1 ratio there. We can see if it actually ends up going up. That way I feel kind of like I'm going to lose $60 or $70. I'm going to make $70. That's kind of a fun way to go about it. That way I'm not like, oh man, I lost a few $100 on that trade, yada, yada, yada. So again, you can already see the death cross coming over here. You can see the MACD's turning over just because there's some bullish action going on right now. Overall, it's still struggling to break out. Once this breakout occurs, you'll probably see a surge of buyers come in. I don't care if it goes all the way up to 17, 18. I'm happy if it does, of course. But as far as me making this trade, you know, I just want to be in there for a little bit. Hence why this is probably going to hit that level or hit this level while I'm sleeping here later on tonight. But yeah, momentum is definitely on the side here. You had that buy signal back over here. This was back on Monday at 9 a.m. It was a pretty good buying signal here, just like this one. A great buying signal that let it go up a little bit higher over the next few hours. You see me? There you go. And of course, let's see. Back over here. There we are. On the 5-minute chart, you can see Bitcoin still having changed the characters here and trying to move up higher. I think for Bitcoin to keep on going, though, we're going to have to break out above this and break out above 70,377 for a nice little day trade there. Again, right now, we're kind of pushing up against a level of resistance here. And I'll keep you guys updated about what's happening here. So far, we're down about 7%. Not crazy, but, 7% down. What do you think about WIF? Oh, let's see. I'm at work, so not constantly paying attention. You can rewatch it if you have to. No worries, man. So WIF has been much more of a volatile meme coin over the last few days, just like a few of the other ones we've been talking about here. But the 4-hour chart with this one is a little bit more confusing because it did have such a nasty move over the past week. I mean, this thing just dumped. I mean, look at this. Dumped 13% in a matter of like a day and a half. Oh, this thing is going out a lot. I'm not smoking as much as I used to, I guess. There we are. So this one, You're looking for a breakout, but I don't know. You're more of a day trade breakout. So if I back up here a little bit more, yeah, okay. You have this trend line right here. That's the big move where you might be looking to do something more of a swing trade here on the 4-hour chart. We're holding for like 24 plus hours. And the short term, though, you can see this little bit of a trend line right there. That's kind of what I think Bitcoin is actually facing a little bit, to me, WIF is facing a little bit more struggles with. So you're pretty much just buying right now and waiting for it to grind up slowly here. Let me check to see what the momentum is doing. So on the 4-hour chart, you're still good. The daily chart, yeah. So the daily chart actually hasn't turned bullish just yet. I'm waiting for the MACD to turn over, and of course, that'll probably happen well before that breakout there. I think that's the signal you're looking for. Let me take a quick peek at the stochastic. Yeah, everything is still overall bearish. Maybe the RSI, has been turned over. Yeah, the RSI is turned bullish, but everything else still kind of seems a little bit iffy here. So what I think is the best course of action if you're looking to buy at this order block here, this big level of support, is you're looking to buy right now and the surge to happen tomorrow or the day after, where you're breaking back above both the 20 to 50-day moving averages, that confirmed breakout, and then you're heading back up here towards this level extended, kind of around $4. Kind of around $4 is the price target right now. And again, you're at 285 right now. The only thing that's really going to keep this thing going is the fact that it's a meme token. Even if it does have a larger market cap as far as meme tokens go, where is go over here to memes. Yeah, it's at $3 billion market cap right now. Even with that, it can definitely push back up here, but I'd have a price target of around $3.50 to $4 is where I'd be scaling out if you're buying right now at 285. That's the trade I'd be looking for at this point. Now, as far as the weekly chart's concerned, how are we looking here? Again, we're still in this downtrend, so we gotta wait. I don't think you're gonna have a huge move until we manage to break out. This thing's been flagging for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks now, almost 2 months. We're definitely looking for maybe a push back up here this week to 331. Next week looks like it's maybe we're going to have a more of a substantial breakout. So we're Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It can definitely break out sometime this weekend if it's not able to get the surge here today. My thought, though, of why I'm thinking it might happen a little bit sooner or not this weekend is just because, again, of the Ethereum ETF and the news that's going to be coming out then. That's the only real catalyst that the market has at this point. I mean, look at Miro right now. Miro's breaking out, going strong. Baby Doge is still looking pretty good. STMX is moving. Well, STMX is a meme coin. Shiba's still doing okay. It broke out here. We're just waiting to see if it comes back up towards resistance levels. Pepe, of course, already had the breakout a while ago, and it's been surging ever since. Floki's still doing fine. Milady's still doing very, very well. Hitting a level of resistance right here. That's something where a scale-up moment might be warranted. Here, I'm going to go. Let me go over to my Blowfin account and see if I have any positions in Dog with Hat here. Because I think I have maybe one on... Do I have any whiff here? I do. But my whiff is not in a good position. I haven't dollar cost average into this enough. Yeah, you can see my averages right now. It's not a horrible average, but it's definitely not great. If it was great, it'd be below the price at this point. So let's go over here. Do I have any whiff on this side? Turbo I have. I got Miro, Joe, Book of Meme, NMR, World Token. No, so I don't have any whiff over here. I put all that whiff money into Fairdesk, unfortunately, so I don't have multiple positions. How's Turbo doing right now? Turbo's still pumping. Right now, let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, geez. Yeah, Turbo's up 334%. This is a 3x leverage long, though, but it's making me some good money here. This is my pick for my token for this dollar cost average experience, if you will. The only reason I did this particular for Turbo though was because it's a meme token and an AI token because it was made by AI. So I'm hoping if we have some good earnings coming out from Nvidia plus meme tokens having a little bit of a rally here, I'm hoping it continue to go higher. It's only really up around 100% so far, but 100% is a really good move. But you see, I mean, Pixel's down 128 bucks, Bico is down 65, Crow is down 33, Whiff is down 19, Popcat is down 18. Popcat was positive for a little bit of time, but it came back down, unfortunately. I'm hoping, again, it continues to go up. Shiba's down a teeny bit, AI Doge is down, I got a lot of stuff down, but the stuff I've invested in, at least it's been performing well here overall. I think this entire portfolio, with all this red, is only down about, let me see, I think it's down about 300 bucks, but it could be a little bit worse at this point. Let me drag this over here. I need to fix the zoom here so I can actually see what's going on. So assets, futures, account analysis, and let's see. What I need to do is go back towards the 1st April. There we go. And you can see right here that this is, I started at 0. I was up at $168 with a profit. We fell down during the dollar cost averaging to down about 1,500 bucks, and now we're making our way back up. But I'm down about $254 right now. I'm down about $254 on this dollar cost average. Oh yeah, it says it right here, $254. My head's blocking it, so sorry. So the total profit loss for that entire portfolio that I showed you guys is only down 6%. So funny enough, I have 26 winning days and 25 losing days and 1 day of breaking even, just because again, it's dollar cost averaging. You just buy and you hold. It's not bad, of course, but at least for the last 30 days, the positions have gone back up around $520. So maybe over this week or maybe next week, this portfolio could turn positive, just like Fairdesk. And then we can start thinking about when do we want to sell, what's happening next, that type of stuff here. I'm just hoping we can continue to move up. One of the things I've been happy about so far is even though Bitcoin's been going down over the past like 48 hours or 24 hours, I mean, altcoins are still doing fine. They don't care. And I love when that happens. It's just great. It's definitely a great time for us because I think a lot of us have a lot of money in altcoins because we anticipate them having greater returns than Bitcoin during these types of market events. And hey, Jay Varela, it's up. It's 4:50 in Western Australia. So basically, what I like to do every now and again is I don't normally go to bed very early. I go to bed very late, usually around 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning. My time is when I go to sleep. And whenever I go and hang out with the friend at the lounge, I'm usually stuck there, or not stuck there. I'm usually there until about midnight. So by the time I get back home, it's around 12:30 to 1. And then from there, if I have time, I like to stream with you guys. And this is just one of those experiences. Right now, YouTube is like blocking my fucking stream, though. I got like 14 people watching. I appreciate you guys watching. But YouTube is totally throttling my views, in my opinion. So that's always new. But again, it's not so much about the views, just kind of chilling with you guys, talking, smoking another cigar before I head to bed. Because after this, I got to brush my teeth, take a shower, grab a snack, maybe a granola bar or something like that. And then then I'm ready to bed, and maybe let Loki outside for one more time to use the bathroom or something like that. There we are. And hey, Edward, Gala's doing nice today. Been nice to see that rebound after the hack. Yeah, I saw that. I think like $200 million was moved or something like that. It's up like 5% so far today. Let me check it out. This crow was Gala at. There it is. Up 8%. Now, this did have a pretty volatile move down. Of course, off of that hacking news, it's rebounded quite nicely back into resistance. I don't know if it's going to break out above this, but we're still looking okay. Initially, I thought I was going to continue grinding on, then have a dip, and then break out higher. We did kind of grind back down, but that thing, I mean, it messed up a lot. If you were long Gala, you probably panicked and sold because you didn't know what the heck was happening. Imagine having $100 over here, and it fell all the way down. Your position went down like almost 18% in a matter of like a couple days. So that did spook out a lot of people. But again, it's at a level of resistance right now. You're going to see some scaling out, of course. This to me is, again, you have this large level of support, large level. If you're down here, it's a good buying opportunity. Up here, you're basically just holding and waiting for those larger breakouts to come along and make you some money. There we are. There we go. Even Bitcoin's doing some funny stuff right now. Yeah, no worries, Whistle. And Alex, why do I think Bitcoin's going up today? Two things right now. From a technical perspective, Bitcoin is getting more neutral at this point. We're kind of going more sideways. The catalyst that is going to be able to move it up is going to be the FOMC minutes happening around 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then the Ethereum announcement. Those are the big catalysts coming out today. I would still say, remember, what you're doing right now is you're still day trading. If you're looking for swing trades, you can take them, but I think they're much more available, much more profitable, I would say, when it comes to altcoins right now, because Bitcoin already had that big run up and Bitcoin's at a big level of resistance. Just so you know, if I were to go over here to the monthly chart, this is a long-term Fibonacci level for Ethereum, going back to the Bitcoin. This is the crash of 2018, the big crypto winter, up to the highs we saw back over here in 2021, and going back down here to the FTX crash we saw back in 2022. These have been pretty reliable so far, so you can see resistance, resistance, resistance right here. We're at a big level of resistance. What people are doing, if they do want to swing trade, is they're basically just loading up right now before we make that larger push and start heading back up here to like 104,000, which would be that next big level of resistance. For example, if I'm buying at any point right now, any altcoin, anything like that, what I'm hoping for is a lot of cheap positions, relatively cheap positions. And then by the time we start pumping back up here at 95,000, 90,000, I'm selling all the stuff I bought over here when Bitcoin's up here. That includes, all the trades that I have with Fairdesk, like this type of stuff, all the stuff I have with Blowfin here. There you go. I'm going to be selling all of this stuff around that time. There may be certain things I don't sell all at once. There may be certain things where I'm like, oh, maybe I'll sell a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, that type of stuff. But primarily when it comes to these portfolios I've been building, where I've just been acquiring for the last couple months, I'm going to be looking to sell it during that bigger, larger move. But for today, you might even just see it go down sideways a little bit more here. But the catalyst is going to be the ETF news and the FOMC minutes. If both of those are really good news, or we have the actual announcement today, plus the FOMC minutes being positive, that's the breakout that's going to be happening. That's going to be the move. If it's not good news, of course, we will come down. But we've been buying, you can look at Bitcoin going sideways here. I started buying altcoins and Bitcoin here for this dollar cost averaging back over here on the 7th. Right around here is my first dollar cost average. I've been buying a lot since then, over here, down low, up high, down low, up high, even lower, and so forth. It's been a lot of dollar cost averaging, but so far it just turned profitable, so I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Primarily because even though Bitcoin didn't really crash as hard, you did see a lot of stuff like a whiff. Whiff tanked. I mean, again, I started buying this back over here March 7th, over here. Bought some over here, over here, over here, over here, and hoping for it to have a breakout, and so forth. But it's definitely been taking a while for us to make some good profits off of that. There we are. Almost 5 p.m. in Singapore. Ooh, I need to visit Singapore. I've been looking to go there for a hot minute here. Hey, Cleo. Yeah, bro, I was wondering if YouTube was being gay. Glad you're here. We appreciate you. What do you call it? YouTube does not like my channel. I've said it plenty of times, but I don't know what it is. It's the platform I chose. I like it. I'm going to be multi-streaming here eventually. So I'll be on, YouTube at the same time. I'll be on Kick at the same time, and I'll be on maybe Twitch or something. I'm not entirely sure. But I'll be streaming on multiple platforms. Give it like maybe sometime middle of next month, I'll have everything kind of aligned and ready to go. But yeah, YouTube is really weird with me sometimes. I just don't understand why. So I don't try to question it all too much, but I'm not afraid of calling it out like, Jesus, what the heck is YouTube doing here? Yeah, no worries, Edward. Happy to have you here. Hey, Cleo. Yeah, well, right now we have that trade open at this point here, but let me see if I can find something that you guys may like. Like, let's like right now, Bitcoin's during this higher low situation, we're at a level of resistance. What are we doing right here? What's something that's actually volatile right now? That's the thing. You have to find something that's actually moving. Because if Bitcoin moves to here, that's like 0.48%. If it moves to here, that's 1%. Anything actually popping off right now? We have Miro. Oh, that's Baby Doge. I don't have access to do leverage trading on that. Gala's doing okay so far. What do I do? I have access to fetch. That might pump back up a little bit. 30-minute. Maybe Arbitrum. I'm trying to think of tokens that I can actually do larger leverages, because most exchanges kind of cap some of these at like 25x leverage and stuff like that. I wonder if just Ethereum will do the trick. Yeah, let's try Ethereum. I think I can get more leverage out of Ethereum here. Let's do Ethereum. Let's do a 80x leverage with $50 maybe. Yeah, we can just short that down. There we go, and we can see if it actually makes a move or not. And then I guess we're just probably playing it a little bit here. I mean, it's up 3% so far. You know, we'll keep track of it here. Full screen takes away the actual profit and loss here. All right, there we go. But there's a small trade for you. I don't know how much longer this is going to fall down, though, but this is definitely going to be a little bit of a... This is more of a scalp play, I would say. Here's the 1-minute chart. Got to give it some time to... what we would call it? Consolidate on the downward side here. What would be the price target for this? I'm not used to this trading view style. I don't even have a background with my lines here. And then we're going to extend the lines right. So we might be looking at something around 37, 38 as that next level of resistance for a scalp play here. So let's move this here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Can I not have the order book here? This is the only thing that's annoying about exchanges. You can't really control everything. You can move stuff around. Why can't I move this one? Or can I, but it's the bottom? I just want to be over. Okay, that's... I'm just going to refresh the page. Oh my god, I refreshed the page and it's here. Okay, hold on. Oh, I might have messed this up. I'm going to have to... Because I can't... There we go. Zoom right there. So I have to be at 125 zoom in order to see that. Oh, well, that's fine. Well, we're up like 4%. It's not really a large move right now. What happened? Hold on a second here. I'm just going to reopen the page and see if that fixes the issue here. It did not. Oh, well. Well, I'll be fine to let this sit for a little bit. Because it took away the actual... let's see. Yeah, it's a little too finicky here. But basically, you just scalp this, let it maybe come back up a little bit more if you wanted to double down into it before it tries to make that next leg down here. Oh, there you go. It shows the profit loss now since I'm not in Bitcoin anymore. We'll let it sit for a few minutes and see where it goes. And again, this is going to irk me until I figure out how to fix it properly. Yeah, that's very much going to irk me. But at least you guys can see part of the trade right here. Oh, man. We'll just keep it on here for now. Is that probably the best way to go about it? Yeah, I think that would be the best way to go about that right now. Because every time I move it, it just messes up the chart here. But you can see Ethereum right here. This is the 30-minute chart. You're definitely going to be looking at more of a scalp on this part. And hey, Cleo, tell you when to stop or take profit. Your stop loss is probably going to be at this former Fibonacci level right up here around 37.52. And then your price target again is right here. It just is a simple scalp though. Because at the end of the day, you're just kind of hoping that it gaps up for, or not gaps up, moves up for a second and continues to come back down here. Unless it wants to do something kind of fancy. But I like zooming into these types of things, but every time I zoom in now, it messes up the overall vibe of it. And I don't know how to fix it. So, okay, I got that. Yes, I know I can move that over there. Okay, maybe if I go here and I move that back over here. There we go. And I zoom that in right there. I think that does the trick. I think that's the best way to go about it here. And again, we'll come back to it. There we go. But I would have a stop loss, just a little bit of a scalp. Because what you're seeing here on the 30-minute chart is a death cross. The 15-minute chart already had the death cross here. It's not going to be so important because Ethereum is kind of, it's like a little wild own thing right now. But just a little bit of a scalp to sell on the downward side here. And then back up to Bitcoin here. There we are. Where Bitcoin goes, you're going to see Ethereum go. You see Bitcoin trying to bounce off here a little bit. On the 5, not the 15, excuse me. Hey Max, we're on a 200 MA on it real quick to see if it's lost it. Might signify a stronger scalp position. For Ethereum, let's just stick to trading view here because I don't want to actually have to take the time to go add it over here. On the 5. It lost the 5 a while ago. This is the typical place where you'd be looking to short, but he was like, just open up a position for fun. And I'm like, yeah, why not? Why not? Because we want to see this order block get broken and hopefully come down even more, but we'll give it some time. At this point, it's already coming back up a little bit here. My hope is that it comes back a little, you know, because I see what the 5-minute chart is turning bearish. The 15-minute chart is kind of neutral right now. More sideways action, if anything. And the 30-minute still bearish. The 1 hour is still bearish. The 2 hour is still bearish. Yeah, so I'll wait a little bit to see how this plays out. But let me get rid of these little things here. These lines drive me freaking nuts. There we are. All right. We'll see if this has enough to actually break it down below that order block, though. These order blocks are pretty fun just to play around with, though. Normally, I guess we'd be buying, but, you know. Because what? Go back up to the 1-minute chart here. It's only up 7%, but I guess with the 80x leverage, right? And then I guess with what's the price target? 37.40. That's 11% profit. Oh, it's already there. Okay, well, 37.38, I guess. Oh, sorry, wrong position, Ethereum. 11%, 10%. 8%. I guess we're just going to have to quick close it here. There's a little bit more buying pressure than I would honestly like for a position like this. See, this is why I don't do live trading with you guys. I'm so fucking quiet. This is why I like, what's his name? CryptoFace. CryptoFace is fantastic at this. But I think even CryptoFace can be kind of quiet sometimes, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, now we're back to being negative on the position. Pop back up a little bit. Then you can see Bitcoin's also making the move up. That's what's going on here. Funny enough, actually, Bitcoin's trying to bounce off of that 200 moving average in the 1 hour chart here. So what I'd do is I'd probably just take that $4 loss and close it because it's already back up there. It's that line. I'll wait for it to pop above that very fast. Okay, I hate watching stuff on this Fairdesk chart. I don't know why, because when I was trained on TradingView, that's all I've ever really used. TradingView and TD Ameritrade. This way Bitcoin's going, someone wants to definitely take a little bit of a higher move before moving down here. 5-minute golden crosses. Is it going to break back above that line here? This is a Fibonacci level here, so I'm hoping that it gets rejected off and comes back down, but again, we'll have to wait. Now I see Bitcoin going up, so there's no reason Ethereum shouldn't be following this at this point in time. Yeah, there we go. I'll take that quick little loss right there. Might come back down a little bit later on, but Bitcoin's having something going on with it right now. And anyway, altcoin season feels like it's almost in motion, but I can feel Bitcoin having one more leg up. I would agree with you there. What I'm hoping for, like I talked about before, is that you see we have this longer term Fibonacci level from all the way back over here, 2018 to 2021 to 2022, basically. And what I'm hoping for is just that breakout. Bitcoin goes up to $100,000. Altcoin season starts somewhere in here. Because, you know, the good thing about altcoin season is altcoins go parabolic. They go crazy. They go wild. However, you do have to... What's even the best way to describe it? You're just holding on for a crazy ride, if you will. A very crazy ride. And hey, Cleo, yeah, typically it's because I get too focused on it, but it was a $50 trade, but it's hard for me to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Normally what I do is those swing trades, because I can tell you about a trade here and then I sell it. Like the one we did earlier, the ape token one. All right, this is a weekly chart, but go over here to the 15-minute chart. I did a long a while ago, back when I streamed at 5 o'clock today. So I did a long right here. Price target was up here. Another price target up here at like 140 or something like that. And then we had the stop loss right here. Or a little bit below that. Otherwise, the trade would not have gone through. That's the type of trades I prefer to do. But I have to leave them alone, which is the hard part, I would say. But again, you know, here, look at the Ethereum chart now. You know, dabbling with it a little bit here. I'll laugh if it comes back down here, though. But maybe I should try more scalping with you guys. I think it'd be kind of fun. You know, what I can do is I can message Fairdesk and I'm say, hey, I'm bringing you new people. I appreciate being a sponsor. Is there any way you can give me funds to trade with? And I think they might actually give me some money to trade with here. And maybe I'll make an account where maybe we do some like 100x Bitcoin trades and stuff. That might be kind of fun. Let's see. That might be something that's worth doing here. Let me reach out to my contact, Annellis, and she might, or he might be able to help me. I don't know if it's a she or a he, but they've been really nice to me over the past year or so that I've been working with Fairdesk. And let me see if they can give me some money to trade. Because then, if they give me some money to trade, then we can be doing some $200, 100x leverage trades. Much more capital being deployed, so it looks a lot better. But for me, I watch CryptoFace every now and again. And when I see some of his trades going on, like let me pull up CryptoFace's YouTube channel very fast. $2 million insane leverage trading. So when you look at his trades, it's above my head. I know it's small letters, but he's up like $2,700. That's 9%. If I go a little bit forward, he's only up $253. Now he's down $265. Now he's down $1,600. Now he's up $2,400. Now he's up $1,200. And by the end of the stream, he's up like $1,000. I like to see those types of trades. But you saw what happened during his stream. The Bitcoin just went sideways the entire freaking time. He has a long with the stop loss here, and he's waiting for a larger move. Oh, but this is only a Bitcoin 25x. Sometimes he has some massive trades. Let me see if I can find one, though. Oh, and he's partnered up with ZoomX Exchange. I've heard of them. I haven't had a chance to work with them in the past, but I do know of them. Here's one. Realized profit, he's up 28,000 realized, and unrealized profit, he's up 79,000, right? And look at that big move long right there, pop up. And what I like about him is he uses his software to trade too. I'll put an affiliate link down below if you want to use it in the future. I have, he gave me access to his tool for free. Let me move some of the cigar ash off me. Market Cipher, so I can show it to you guys in the future here. There we go. So once I try it and I test it out a little bit, I'll be doing some tutorials on it, stuff like that, and I'll be using it. Like I have the Lux Algo system right here. I will also be doing the or a layout. I'll also be having a layout primarily for Market Cipher. The only thing is, a lot of you guys have asked me about this in the past, but I haven't been able to say I like it or not because I haven't used it. And plus, it's like $1,500 for lifetime or $600 for a 12-month subscription. That's money. So I want you guys to know for sure before you buy it, if that makes sense. At least if you want my opinion, if you guys should buy it or not. Because when it goes between this and Lux Algo, for 12 months, Lux Algo will get you $600. Lux Algo is annual, either $30 a year, $500 a year, or $700 a year. You get, depending on what you need. There's more options, I would say, but I have heard very, very good things about crypto Market Cipher, and I'll be able to tell you what, why would you maybe want Lux Algo versus it, or why would you like a Market Cipher, and I'll give you a couple opportunities to figure it out. Or, I can answer any questions, I guess you would say. Let's get rid of that drawing there. Email them this more. See, all of my exchanges, when I talk with them, they're all on Telegram. It's always Telegram. Mostly because emails take so long and they get lost. You guys don't know how many emails I get to promote some shit stuff. Like if I go over here to my work email. A lot of interviews being scheduled for the conference I'm going to next week. Oh, I have my pass for Bitcoin Nashville. Thank God. Do I have any? Like, here's one from Bing X, and it says, "Welcome, welcome to partner." Like, this looks weird. I would love for you to be part of BingX Partners 2024-2025 program. Currently, we have benefits, prizes, exclusive promotions, and campaigns for new contracts. In addition to main cryptocurrencies, BingX has included index pairs, forex, and stuff like that. Maybe in the future I'd work with them, but remember, with BingX, I don't have access to them, which means I would have to have some type of VPN or something. So if I go over there to the website, it usually gives me a warning or something. There it is. Restricted region right there. I can't even get into it. So I don't want to deal with that type of stuff. Like, let me see. Is there anything else here? I have a lot of interview requests. I don't know. My name is Lily. I am the personal assistant of Annalise Osborne, the chief business officer at Cadena, and author of From Hoodies to Suits, Innovating Digital Assets for Traditional Finance. A cover letter. So people, there you go. I've been getting a lot of interview requests since I'm going over to Austin next week for that crypto exchange, not crypto exchange, crypto conference. What is it? Consensus, So maybe I'll do an interview with them about the team. So who's this person? So that's the chief business, Annalise. They don't talk about Annalise here. There it is, right here. So maybe I'll do an interview with her, grab a drink or something like that, just ask some questions. I think that'd be fine. And just, a little recording saying, hey, tell me about your product and stuff like that. That could be fun. It's always about networking and stuff like that. A lot of networking going on. An offer from Moo US. Let's see. Fashion industry. I don't know. Yeah. I usually ignore most sponsor offers I get. It's just not as much fun. I only use 200x leverage, but I'm a wild man. And hey, Dale, for a realistic price, for me, I'm thinking anywhere from 100,000 to maybe 120,000 at the peak, at the high point. I am usually low in these circumstances. Like, I'm usually lower than what everybody else says, but I'm usually happy to sell towards whenever I feel like the market's kind of tipping off here. I'd probably say $100,000, $120,000. I'm going to start selling a lot more of my what I bought back at cycle lows back in like 2022 FTX crash. I'm going to start selling off Bitcoin longs around 80,000. That's when I start scaling out. Is my official number, 80,000. Not scaling out 100%, 50% even, but a good 10% of all my Bitcoin for this cycle, not my long-term holdings, where you hold like through every bull market and bear market cycle. I'm officially starting to sell them at $80,000. I've had that position, I think, for the past 3 quarters now. 80,000 seems to be a good level. I'm like, you know what? That's a good first stage here. Because if you go back in time a little bit, back over to the monthly chart, let's get more data in here. And let's actually go over here. There we go. Let's get rid of the smart money thing. All right. Let's go to a monthly chart. I try to use some of these longer term Fibonacci data to see what's going on. We have one right here, and you can see with this one, we actually went above it. But I was like, okay, maybe 42,000 is a good opportunity to sell. It ran all the way up here to 70,000. So I missed out on profit. So if you, for example here, if you were buying either over here in 2019 or over here in 2020, I was buying throughout it because I was hoping for it to go parabolic. But let's just say my average for Bitcoin was around 7,000. Okay. That's 522% profit. That's good. That's good. But, I could have made 929%. So that's why I usually like to scale out a little bit here. So if it does continue to run up, which it usually does, I'm fine. On the other side here, there's a big level of resistance up at 190,000. Let me take off log, and you'll still see when we blasted throughout all that type of crap. A lot of resistance up there, but we still managed to get through it. It took like a month to break through, but still it was good. And then the heck is going on? There you go. Even with some of these other moves here before COVID, we had that, and it still matters now. But COVID, I mean, it really fucks stuff up as far from a technical perspective. So if you go from the old potential low, then things actually made a lot more sense. Got rejected here, came up, consolidated, ran up, consolidated, ran up, consolidated, ran up higher, But I think I made the mistake of just always focusing on this one because that's why, low, high, low. Even though everything was kind of fucked up from COVID, everything kind of crashing in that March where everything shut down, I still use it because that's what's on the chart. So nowadays, if you're going for new ones and you don't want to use this low one to that one, there is that one to that one to that one. And again, it's a weird because it's COVID. Still some resistance, still some resistance, still some resistance. But next up, this one would be like a big level of resistance around $92,000. We've already broken over it. We're sideways a little bit, sure, but there is a level up around $90,000. Or one other one you could do is this old one right here. I don't like this one because you can see how it doesn't make much sense here. Doesn't, it's not as nice. But that COVID stuff, it messed up a lot of my technicals. But again, you go back over here to something like Solana. Worked out. Maybe works out here. Solana can go as far as like maybe 578 if the market cap allows. Dog with hat. Okay, that's not going to be good. Ape token? No. Pro? Here we go. Maybe up here towards 36 cents, up here to 98 cents. And if things get really parabolic, maybe to $5 or so. Yeah, there's lots of opportunities, but I normally time a lot of this stuff to what I see with Bitcoin. Because, like even if we take Dogecoin, for example, here. I mean, look at that move. This is rare to see this type of stuff, of course. But when I was first doing this, I was like 20 there to there, 15 cents. Notice how I didn't even sell anything here. I sold at 50 cents because I had no idea what I was doing when I was holding Dogecoin. I was just like, you know what? 50 cents is a good number because it caught fire. I think there was a level over here. Was it right there? 64 cents right there. Now we're kind of going back up, of course, but there was a level of resistance up there. But I know who was anticipating the SNL night? That was a shit show. Never seen so many bears do coordinated attacks on a cryptocurrency. Anything else there? No, fine. Oh, okay, yeah, that leverage makes more sense now. Makes a lot more sense now. Spend your money on training and learn for the first 6 to 12 months. Oh, yeah, it takes forever to learn here. I mean, when you think about it, most people that learn how to trade full time, they really have lost a lot of money in that first year just learning. That's why I encourage people to do paper trading for a while, learn how to, once you guys are able to actually make some consistent gains, and I'm not talking about life-changing money, you're just able to take a portfolio of $1,000 and you're able to turn it into $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. Then you can start doing leverage, trading a lot more confidently, and your portfolio is going up. It's a lot easier to turn $100,000 into $1 million once you know what you're doing. But if you don't, it's very easy to lose that $100,000. Hey, Cleo. I appreciate that. Like, what do you call it? What's Ethereum doing now? Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. Of course. My instincts are usually pretty good. But when it comes to day trading in front of an audience, I'm like, I don't want to lose too much money. We'll see, though. Popped back up, came back down a little bit more. We'll see if it breaks down. What's this, 5-minute chart? Yeah. Oh, well. At least somebody's making money out of that. Cleo. But that's why I usually, like in these types of markets, I'm usually up really late trading all night. For example, I didn't get any sleep last night because I was trading all night. It was great. And here's that move. There you go. Well, it hit that little price target that we had, or just about. Let's see. It's still bouncing around that support level there. I wonder if it's going to break down or not. Here's the 1-second chart, just so you can see it. It's not as clean as the Bitcoin ones. It's still trying to bounce off of that order block, support level. But it's tapping on that thing too much for my comfort. I definitely want to be shorting this right now. Again, it's a minute chart. Don't read into it like I'm going to be shorting for days and days, though. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's been a lot better, than Ethereum right now. But Ethereum is overbought. The only reason Ethereum isn't crashing and burning is because everybody's anticipating a large move to happen tomorrow with that Ethereum announcement, the ETF announcement, excuse me. You were in Nvidia, Dale, and then at the time Bitcoin was down 16 grand. I'm still kicking myself for not selling those stocks and buying a few Bitcoin when they were at 16,000. It's okay, man. Like the way I describe it, for anybody that wants to know a decent opportunity to when you should be buying Bitcoin, is I usually will buy once it's below the 150-week moving average or the 150. I personally choose the 100. The 150 moving average has proven to be better, but I just never know if something is going to happen to make things, not go down as much as I think, if that makes sense. So let me add on a moving average right here. Yeah, right there. This has been my opportunity where I'm like, hey, this is where it's good. This is a 150-week moving average. When it's below this, people typically buy a lot, or I like to buy a lot. For me, I actually use the 100. What you see here is, you're not getting the best price, but you have longer opportunities to buy. Like, I'm buying all throughout this area. I'm buying over here. I'm buying over here. I'm buying throughout all this. And my first official buy of the bear market was over here, like $26,000, And it wasn't even actually here, 35. The only reason I didn't buy right here is because you saw this huge trend line. It was definitely breaking down. The death cross is coming forward. You saw that move coming. But I bought right over here. Not even close to the bottom was my opening long, Over here, 26. Over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, here. Banking crisis. I bought some because we were bouncing off the 200 daily moving average, I think it was. Was it the 200? No, daily. Yeah, 200 right there. Oh. So, but who would be anticipating a banking crisis, right? How's Ethereum looking now? There it finally goes. Push it down. So, yeah, but I'll definitely be more willing to do a lot more trades here in the future once I just get some free money to be trading, because then I don't have to worry about it so much. And A1377, I think we're going back down to 60K with Bitcoin before we go up again. I mean, I hope so. Everybody's been complaining that they didn't buy enough cryptocurrency during that last month that we've had of going down with altcoins and stuff. So, heck, those same people probably won't buy if Bitcoin goes back to $60,000. And Cass makes a good point. Never change your strategy without practicing the new system demo for 90 days. That is true. And hey, Max, 1 minute scalps my jam. I used to do them a lot. I do them more with options than I do with crypto personally. Crypto, I just always love swing trading cryptocurrency because when the wave is doing fine, it's really going well. So I guess I trade options, swing trading too, which is easier. I shouldn't say easy. The news. Oh yeah. Well, we should be having some more news here soon enough, I think. But it's not going to happen until the morning time here. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end this stream right now. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning my time. I should get some sleep so I can wake up and actually talk with you guys tomorrow. I'm pretty much done with this cigar here. Overall, this is what I want you guys to understand, though. Bitcoin is still consolidating here. The big news that's coming out today is going to be the Ethereum ETF and the FOMC minutes. If you guys are not used to trading during these times, just please be careful. The volatility is going to be probably quite a bit here. We don't know again for sure if it's going to be bullish or bearish. Usually with these ETF announcements, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but there's always volatile moves in between. If the Ethereum announcement happens today, and it's a good announcement, and the ETFs are approved, you may see like Bitcoin before, where Ethereum comes down a little bit, just like Bitcoin did, before making higher highs and start going up to $4,000, $5,000, etc. Okay, so please just be safe about how you want to trade. Don't feel like, oh, the Ethereum ETF was approved, I'm going to go all in right now with some crazy leverage play. It will not end well, okay? So take your time and have some fun with it. And it looks like the trades right now that I'm looking at have a lot to do with meme tokens right now, especially within the Ethereum ecosystem. Short, long, whatever, but those seem to be the most volatile tokens for day trading.